Hello. Please, listen to me. It's for your own good. I feel compelled to warn you about the danger that was recently unleashed upon the internet. I don't have much time left as it is. I feel that he draws near. I like to surf the internet, as do most people. Sometimes the interest gets boring, though I find myself having nothing better to do than go onto the anonymous webcamming site known as Omegle. I'm sure most of you have heard of it, but it is as notorious for having those perverts jerking on their own junk on camera. Well, I went into Omegle for the first time in forever, and well, I guess they have this new feature where you get paired up with people that share your interests. In addition, they also let you access Facebook and use your interest on there if you want to. I decided to try this and began my random webcamming spree. The first few people just skipped me, and there were those many idiots I had skipping and jerking their junk. But then it happened. He showed up on the camera. A man dressed in black appeared to be a robe or a gown, wearing what could be look like a very detailed, semi-expensive, sort of jack-o'-lantern-like or creepy pumpkin mask. I couldn't really tell what the mask was made from either, though the man on the camera was waving at me creepily. I kind of got freaked, but then laughed and asked if he could take off his mask. The man was silent and just shook his head no. I found that to be a bit unsettling. Time had passed, and I thought I had caught on. I laughed, asking the man if this was a prank, but the man had motioned for me to be quiet when I did so. I typed to the man saying I was going to skip to the next person, then typed again saying, "But this is just too funny." The man typed back, "I know where you are. For the next 3 days, wherever you go, I will follow you. Whatever you do, I will be watching. I will know where you are, who you're with, what you're doing, and when you're doing it. And all of you will ever see me is this mask. Then after 3 days, I am going to kill you." As if that weren't enough, as I finished reading and went to go to the next chat, I noticed that my webcam was mirroring his. He was somehow now broadcasting from my webcam. I saw the man point at the screen, as if he was pointing to me with his index finger, and then do a cutthroat motion. At this point, I took this as something more serious. I was on edge now. I screen capped this as evidence for the police. I printed the picture and then headed to the local police station right away. On my way to the station, I noticed my rearview mirror. The car behind me appeared to have no driver, but I did see the mask the man was wearing through the glass. When I arrived at the station and handed the picture to the police, they assured me they'd be scouting my area for a man with a mask the next few days. This made me feel somewhat safe. I decided with them on stakeout. I tried continuing my life as normal. The next day, I went shopping at Walmart because I was getting low on food and needed to pick up some milk. Something very scary happened in Walmart. As I progressed in getting the groceries I needed, the usual bustle of the store dumbed down just as, if not more progressively. When I went to go and check out, I noticed no one was in the store any longer, and in each checkout lane on the counters wore a mask just like the man wore. I ran out and I hurriedly unlocked my car door, just piling my groceries into the passenger seat and sped out of the parking lot. When I got home, I was so freaked, I just grabbed all the groceries I could and ran into the house, then locked all the doors and the windows. I needed assurance, so I called the police and asked them if they noticed him around. Thankfully, they haven't. I decided to call it a night early and went right to bed. When I awoke that morning, I was frightened to see that hanging on the hook of my closet in my bedroom was the mask the man had wore. I grabbed the mask, rushed downstairs, grabbed my keys, and rushed off to the station. I showed them the mask, and they had told me to stay at a friend's for the night while they investigate my house. I called my buddy Brad. He always gave me a place when I needed it, so that night I headed to his place. And we stayed up playing video games while I explained my situation. To my shock, he said he encountered the same man just a day before I did, which would make this the third day. Later that night, when we were asleep, I was awoken to a loud noise coming from Brad's room. Scared, I crept upstairs to check on him. I was horrified at what I saw. Brad was laying on his bed in a pool of blood, with that damn mask laying on his chest. Today, it is my third day. I'm sitting at the police station on Brad's laptop typing this to warn all of you. Beware of the Pumpkin Man. I don't know what will become of me, but if this post gets around and saves as many lives as possible, I guess I'm content.